Testing objectives. To prevent defects by evaluate work products such as requirements, user stories, design, and code. To verify whether all specified requirements have been fulfilled. To check whether the test object is complete and validate if it works as the users and other stakeholders expect. To build confidence in the level of quality of the test object. To find defects and failures, thus reduce the level of risk of inadequate software quality. To comply with contractual, legal, or regulatory requirements or standards, and/or to verify the test object's compliance with such requirements or standards. Testing principles. Testing shows the presence of defects, not their absence. Exhaustive testing is impossible. Early testing saves time and money. Defects cluster together. Beware of the pesticide paradox. Testing is context-dependent. Absence of errors is a fallacy. Testing levels. Component. Integration. System. Acceptance. Testing types. Functional. Non-functional. White box. Change-related. Maintenance. Testing process. Test planning. Test monitoring and control. Test analysis. Test design. Test implementation. Test execution. Test completion. Testing work products. Test planning work products. Test monitoring and control work products. Test analysis work products. Test design work products. Test implementation work products. Test execution work products. Test completion work products. Test planning work products. One or more test plans. Test monitoring and control work products. Various types of test reports. Test analysis work products. Defined and prioritized test conditions. Test design work products. Test cases and sets of test cases. The design and/or identification of the necessary test data. The design of the test environment. The identification of infrastructure and tools. Test implementation work products. Test procedures and the sequencing of those test procedures. Test suites. A test execution schedule. Test execution work products. Documentation of the status of individual test cases or test procedures. Defect reports. Documentation about which test items, test objects, test tools, and testware. Test completion work products. Test summary reports. Action items for improvement. Change requests. Finalize testware. Testing techniques. 5 black box test techniques. 2 white box test techniques. 3 experience-based test techniques. 5 black box test techniques. Equivalence partitioning. Boundary value analysis. Decision table testing. State transition testing. Use case. 2 white box test techniques. Statement coverage. Decision coverage. Three experience-based test techniques. Error guessing. Exploratory testing. Checklist-based testing. Testing strategies. Analytical. Methodical. Model-based. Process compliant. Directed. Regression averse. Reactive. Testing roles. Test manager. Tester. Test manager. Develop or review a test policy and test strategy for the organization. Write and update the test plans. Coordinate the test plans with project managers, product owners, and others. Share testing perspectives with other project activities, such as integration planning. Prepare and deliver test progress reports and test summary reports based on the information gathered. Support setting up the defect management system and adequate configuration management of testware. Decide about the implementation of test environments. Develop the skills and careers of testers. Tester. Review and contribute to test plans. Analyze, review, and assess requirements, user stories and acceptance criteria, specifications, and models for testability, example, the test basis. Design and implement test cases and test procedures. Prepare and acquire test data. Create the detailed test execution schedule. Execute tests, evaluate the results, and document deviations from expected results. Use appropriate tools to facilitate the test process. Automate tests as needed. Review tests developed by others. Testing management. Test organization. Test planning and estimation. Test monitoring and control. Configuration management. Risks in testing. Defect management. Testing reports. Test progress report. Test summary report. Test progress report contains the status of the test activities and progress against the test plan. Factors impeding progress. Testing plan for the next reporting period. The quality of the test object. Test summary report contains summary of testing performed, information on what occurred during a test period, deviations from plan, including deviations in schedule, duration, or effort of test activities, status of testing and product quality with respect to the exit criteria or definition of done. Factors that have blocked or continue to block progress. Metrics of defects, test cases, test coverage, activity progress, and resource consumption. Residual risks. Reusable test work products produced. Testing metrics. Percentage of planned work done in test case preparation. Percentage of planned work done in test environment preparation. Test case execution, for example, number of test cases run, not run, test cases passed, failed, or test conditions passed, failed. Defect information, for example, defect density, defects found and fixed, failure rate, and confirmation test results. Test coverage of requirements, user stories, acceptance criteria, risks, or code. Task completion, resource allocation and usage, and effort. Cost of testing, including the cost compared to the benefit of finding the next defect or the cost compared to the benefit of running the next test. Testing tools. Test execution tools. Test data preparation tools. Test management tools. Test execution tools. Capturing test approach. Data-driven test approach. Keyword-driven test approach. Test management tools. Configuration management tool. Requirements management tool.